The tumour was described to me kind of like a hard-boiled egg, and it can just be removed. So I guess initially I was kind of picturing this egg-sized tumour. Went to the surgeon last week, and she said to me that we were dealing with quite a large mass, and she said she's seen bigger, but this is up there, and her hands were like, it's up there. And I was like, huh? I was like, that's the size of a volleyball. She's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, and how much could something like that weigh? And she's like, well, you know, up to 2 kgs probably. It's kind of triggering too, because I'm sort of getting flashbacks of the bowel surgery, which was really traumatic, and recovery. I'm going to lose my independence again. I'm going to not be able to do things with the kids. It's coming up to Christmas, and I usually get, you know, I like to get into Christmas, and I'm worried about kind of how I'm going to be normal for the kids, and also just the emotional attachment to my ovaries and uterus. You know, that kind of like, I know I don't plan on having kids again, but there's that kind of emotional attachment to that choice is going to be taken away from me now. You know, I would have loved to have, maybe at some point I would have loved to have had another baby, but I mean I couldn't anyway because I've got this cancer, so I would never ever do that. And I just sort of feel like, God, it's another thing that I've been hit with. The last 2 years, it's like, it's just one thing after another. I'm just relieved, hopefully, that it can be taken out, and then I can just get back to the other tumours that aren't the size of volleyballs. I've had 4 weeks sitting on this time bomb, and it's growing really, really fast. You know, I was told that the ovary is this perfect host for these tumours, and it's just, you know, this blood's going into this space, and it's just, I don't know, this perfect breeding ground to, you know, for the tumour to grow. So my fear is, while I've been waiting, is that it's leached out somewhere, and worst case scenario, it's no longer contained. I think it's actually just.
It was pretty large, probably about 25 centimetres. All went really well. It was removed intact, which is really important, and did not see anything else abnormal within the abdominal cavity, which was great news. The risk of leaving the other ovary is that it often is involving both ovaries, and I'd hate to be here in 6 months' time needing to take out her other ovary. So it's best in this situation to remove both ovaries. Removal of the uterus is fairly optional, but it's based on other things that are going on, such as abnormal bleeding that was happening, and the concern that the cancer could be involving the uterus as well.
Feeling really relieved that it's out, and also that it hasn't spread to other areas, because there was, yeah, a little bit of, you know, concern around that, but you know, it was all contained, so yeah, went really well apparently. Pays not to think too far ahead. I've learnt, just take what your brain can handle one step at a time, because otherwise it just gets overwhelming and scary. So yeah, but I am really, really relieved that it hadn't spread into like my stomach lining and other places that could have made it pretty dire. But you know, but I'm realistic. Like, I know that you know, there's cancer cells in my bloodstream or whatever, so there's going to be probably potentially other operations that might be needed in the future. I don't know, so, but I'll worry about that another day. I'm just glad to have this out of me, that demon baby, whatever the hell it was, God, have that gone, and yeah, just celebrate that really, and just take that as a win that it's been removed and it went really well, and it hasn't gone other places, so I'll just ride on that wave for a bit, yeah.